Hey guys, welcome to another Grow with Dan, and today we're talking about lighting. Yeah, this is one of the things that we feel is very essential for you guys to understand. One of the things you have to worry about is outdoors lighting or indoor lighting. Usually indoor lighting means a greenhouse or lights like we're showing you right here. Indoors it can run a little expensive. This is actually a T5. These work amazing. They do let off a little heat, so you have to keep your plants away a little more, but they work amazing. Other lights that you might be looking to see are shop lights. I don't know if you can see that one up here. We have shop lights. Those work good, but those you have to keep your plants really close. So some lights that you're working with indoors, you're going to have to keep kind of far away because they'll put off heat and that'll hurt the plants. Others you can keep real close. So like the T5 that we're showing you over here, the T5, that's going to put off a little heat and have to keep your plants a little bit away. So if you're working with vegetables or something, these are great in the second stage. I don't recommend them too much for growing babies. But once they get to this size, then they work amazing on something like this size. But the little tiny babies, I don't recommend it because it can heat up the area that you're working in. Another light would be the shop light, which is the T8 or the T12. All of these are fluorescent lights and they're easy to work with. There's other lights that people are going to tell you that you might want to work with, like the big HPS, which is high pressured sodium. That stuff you're going to work with if you want to grow tomatoes and you want to grow a lot of them. And what I mean is not a lot of babies, but a lot of tomatoes off of a plant. So you want a big tomato plant, you're going to have an enclosed area, you're going to work with like bigger lights and stuff like that, take up a lot of electricity. But they're worth it if you're trying to work indoors and you're trying to grow something like your tomato plant, some squash, peppers, something like that. You can make it very worthwhile. We're not going to go into that just because of the fact that we're not going to use them, because this is a nursery. We have no need for them. We use the T8s, T5s, and T12s. That's it. Our incubator works with the T12. That's the no heat is put off. The heat comes from under. It's actually on a heating pad which warms up the roots, but the lights actually have no heat to them. You can put your hand in there, it's not going to burn you once at all. The next ones we're going to use are the T8s. They're going to be hung up here. They give us a little bit better lighting, a little bit smaller, so we can move them around easy, stuff like that. Again, no heat. I can actually touch them. They're not going to produce much heat, so we can keep them as far away or as close as we need. Down here they're a little bit closer, up here they're a little further away. These lights actually in the greenhouse are only on so that these don't flower. They're not helping them to grow. As you can see, there's plenty of light in here. So the next thing we want to talk about, since we're indoors, is natural sunlight. So natural sunlight is amazing because, as you can see right here, all we have to do is cut that out and now we get plenty of sunlight coming into where we're at. And that's free sunlight once you make your areas. So that works the best, and that's what everything in here is growing off of, basically, is that sunlight. Except once you get down into the incubator, that is growing off the T12s. Works amazing. Everything was cheap. We just wanted to bring you and tell you a little bit about the lighting. If you are looking to grow bigger tomatoes or a bigger garden indoors, or maybe you want to bulk up your greenhouse, I do recommend looking into HPS. We will do a different one. There's also metal halide or halide, whatever they call it, I don't know. But those work amazing. We actually have some of those. We only run them with 250 watts, the smallest ones you can get. Commercial size growing ones you can get, I should say. They make them smaller, but that was the smallest that we felt that we could use and it would actually help. So we're running 250 watts in a different area, but that's hydroponically, completely different from what we're doing here. This is greenhouse and lighting indoors for babies and stuff like that. T12s, T8s, and T5s. All good choices. The next thing we're actually going to be looking into is the strips. you know, the LED strips that they're making now. We're going to look into that because we can actually put them really close and stack up our plants, because we're looking to make this greenhouse pack as many plants as possible. So we're going to be looking into that, and we'll make videos when we look into that. But for now, guys, that's a little bit about how you use your lights, I guess you'd say, and which lights to use on baby plants. We'll bring you another one on big plants, but we don't have any big plants yet to show you. So outdoors, you're going to be looking at a completely different situation, and we'll take you outdoors in another video to show you. But basically, this is indoors inside our greenhouse, or inside of an area that you're going to use smaller plants, like you want to start your garden or something. T5, T8, T12. Those are the ones to remember. You can go to any local hardware store. You can go online. Just look it up. You don't have to use certain lighting. Like a lot of people want to tell you that you have to use grow lights or anything. Bright white light. That's all we use. As you can see, these are the same ones that you would get from Lowe's, Home Depot, and all that. I didn't do anything special. The $5 easy lights, they work amazing. You don't need certain lights. You don't need certain spectrums. If you're trying to do it on big scale and you're trying to save money and save all that, I do recommend looking into, like, you know, spectrums and stuff like that, because it will help it grow. But if you're just looking to produce some babies, by all means, go buy yourself a shop light, put the babies under it, and you'll be amazed. So that's a little bit of lighting. We'll be outside next time, but until next time, see you guys later.